Welcome to the Algebra 2 review for end of Unit 7 test. The first thing they will ask you to do is pick the correct statement about the results of a poll when given the result and the margin of error. What you need to remember is that to calculate the range of results, you need to add and subtract the margin of error from the mean. So if you subtract the margin of error from the mean, you will get the low end of the range. And if you add the margin of error to the mean, you will get the high end of the range. So as long as you understand this, you should be able to get the first question correct. If you have any questions about this, please ask for clarification now so that you are prepared for the final test tomorrow. Number 2, you'll need to be able to compare the margin of error when two different studies use more or less samples in their experiments. What you need to keep in mind is that the more samples you use, the smaller the margin of error. The fewer samples you use, the bigger the margin of error. If you have any questions about how the sample size affects the margin of error, please ask for clarification now so that you're prepared when you see this on the final test tomorrow. On number 3, you'll need to be able to analyze data from two groups, one with a treatment and one without. If the groups are properly randomized, and there's a large difference in the results are likely due to the treatment. If the results are similar, or there's little difference, then the results are likely due to chance. Remember, this is when we wanted to look and see if we could get results just as large or larger more than 5% of the time when we just randomized the groups and ran a bunch of simulations. If you have any questions about this, please ask for clarification now so that you're ready for the final test tomorrow. Number 4, calculate the proportion when given the number of the population meeting a criteria and the total population. To do this, you divide the partial population by the whole population then multiply by 100. Calculate the margin of error when given the standard deviation by multiplying the standard deviation by 2. This will give you the margin of error so that it is 2 standard deviations above to 2 standard deviations below and account for 95% of all results. If you have any questions about this, please ask for clarification now so that you are prepared for the test tomorrow. Number 5. Explain why additional simulations are run. What you need to remember is that additional simulations provide you with a more accurate margin of error. The more simulations you run, the smaller your margin of error becomes and the more accurate your results are. If you have any questions about this, please ask for clarification now so that you are properly prepared for the final test tomorrow. The last thing you need to know going into this test is that when you are given a table of data points, you must be able to calculate the means of both groups and then calculate the differences in the means. So, to calculate the mean, add all the data points then divide by the number of data points. Remember that the mean is the average. To calculate the difference in means, subtract the second mean from the first mean. If you have any questions about anything I've gone over on this study guide, please use class time now to ask for further clarification so that you can be fully prepared for the final test tomorrow. You'll need your computers because the test is on Kidem.